We come to the final part of Paul's teaching on giving, and it ends on a high, we might say an irresistible note, because it points us to the ultimate gift, the greatest gift of all. As the hymn that we sing puts it, it is the gift of gifts, all other gifts in one. And we'll read about it from 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 12 to 15. For the administration of this service not only supplieth the want of the saints, but is abundant also by many thanksgivings unto God, whilst by the experiment of this ministration they glorify God for your professed subjection unto the gospel of Christ, and for your liberal distribution unto them and unto all men, and by their prayer for you, which long after you for the exceeding grace of God in you. Thanks be unto God for his unspeakable gift. There is a common saying in this country, usually made as a joke, which goes like this: what's yours is mine, and what's mine is my own. The idea is that even though you should share what you have with me, you needn't expect me to share what I have with you. I'll keep what I have for myself. It is, of course, a less than Christian attitude, it must be said. Jimmy McClements, my spiritual mentor, used to illustrate the various attitudes about giving using the parable of the Good Samaritan. The robbers who attacked the man on the road to Jericho had the attitude, what's yours is mine. The priest and the Levite who first encountered the wounded man and passed by on the other side had a combination of what's mine is mine, I'll keep to myself, and what's yours is yours, you can sort yourself out. But it was the Good Samaritan who had compassion on him and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and took care of him. Luke chapter 10, verses 33 and 34, who had the Christian, we might say, attitude. What's mine is yours. Now, in the previous video, we thought about the fact that God had enriched us with a view to us being generous to others, being enriched in everything to all bountifulness in verse 11 of chapter 9. The inclusion of the words in everything and all conveys the idea that in whatever way we are enriched, we should use it to be generous in whatever way we can. In our reading, Paul moves from the general to the particular to explain the result of helping the Jewish believers. The administration of this service not only supplieth the want of the saints, but is abundant also by many thanksgivings unto God. That's verse 12. It will have two worthy outcomes. First, meeting the real needs of the believers, and second, bringing thanksgiving and glory to God. What a wonderful outcome. But Paul had another major objective in mind. Verses 13 and 14 explain how this service will achieve another objective that Paul has, the binding together of Jew and Gentile in Christian fellowship. They glorify God for your professed subjection unto the gospel of Christ, and for your liberal distribution unto them in verse 13, and their prayer for you, which long after you for the exceeding grace of God in you in verse 14. By sending the gift, the Corinthians showed their obedience to the gospel. By accepting the gift, the Jerusalem believers would recognize that the grace of God had effectively worked in the hearts of the Gentile believers. Both would bring glory to God, but it would also generate real fellowship between the saints, breaking down any residual uneasiness that existed between Jewish and Gentile believers by replacing it with an earnestness of appreciation. This, of course, is what God is doing in the gospel, and as he concludes, Paul lifts his heart to glorify God for the gift of all gifts, the gift that is the root of every gift. Thanks be unto God for his unspeakable gift in verse 15. It is the gift that is beyond expression or description, that is beyond words. And it is the most benevolent example of a gift that we should seek to copy in our giving to others.